Back when I was a kid, I used to watch G4 whenever I could. I remember they had a really long special on Halo 2 talking about all the tips and tricks and just how to get through the game while showing off cutscenes and gameplay and cracking jokes here and there. And I remember it being extremely fun, especially since that was my first exposure to Halo because I didn't own an Xbox and I didn't know anyone who did. Then over time, G4 changed and G4 began to phase out a lot of the more video game related stuff, and I just started losing interest in it, as I'm sure a lot of people did. And then it just died. And then YouTube took off, and a lot of YouTubers were covering gaming information in better, more entertaining ways than a lot of the more corporate sites like IGN or GameSpot, Eurogamer, Polygon, Kotaku, all that kind of stuff. And there really didn't seem to be a need for a place like G4 anymore. But then it came back on YouTube and Twitch. I didn't even know this was the case until their new host had a meltdown, and that made rounds around the internet. And my god, was this shit bad. The new hostess decided to launch into a bizarre rant about female objectification, and you know what? I'm just gonna play some clips.
Something that I grew up watching as a child, but every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us, I can see you, without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous host.
I mean, you're not exactly wrong. You brought that up, that comparison up, so that's on you. To me, that just screams insecurity, which most people don't find that attractive. I'm sure some people do, but I think the vast majority of people do not find someone being insecure attractive. I don't think that's the norm.
It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frosk!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment.
That
It's
shit weird.
not a compliment.
It's weird!
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Also, can we just point out how hilariously ironic it is that she complained about not being as attractive and objectification while also streaming on Twitch? You know, the platform that invented the term Twitch thought. I mean, men looking at hot women is Twitch's bread and butter. Let's just keep it real. Not to mention, have you seen some of the shit Olivia Munn used to do on this show? Todd, roll that one pie clip.
The world has been waiting for a half Chinese, half American girl from the Midwest diving into a giant chocolate filled cream pie. My friends, this is America at its finest. Drink it up. You be a patriotic biscuit and soak up this sex gravy, because it's about to get real.
And since I, Olivia Munn, thank you, love pie almost more than life itself, I actually love it more than my friends and family, I will hold up my end of the agreement.
73! I'm kept what?
No!
All right, fine, 3, 2, 1. Jump, Olivia!
Yeah, you can't tell me that wasn't made to get dudes watching. You can't tell me that wasn't primarily made because they know dudes and teenagers would watch that. And if you are gonna say that, well, you're a goddamn liar. Also, you brought up Morgan Webb. You mean this Morgan Webb? I just gotta ask, what the fuck does this have to do with video games? I'm willing to bet that 99% of the people that tuned into G4, which wasn't a lot, couldn't be asked to give a single fuck about this bullshit. And shit like this is just alienating as hell. After this meltdown, they started muting people in chat, at least based on the screenshots I saw. And she also said the infamous, if you don't like it, fuck off shtick, you know, don't like it, don't watch it thing. Which, of course, always ends well. Their stream the next day only had 1,000 people watching, which with a channel of that size is not good. I've seen people that are most likely streaming from their bedrooms and don't have expensive sets and, you know, editing teams and shit and other production value pull in way more fucking people than this. She also said she doesn't want Trump supporters as fans, which, man, look, that's millions of people, by the way, that you're telling to fuck off. because you don't agree with the political candidate they voted for, which is beyond fucking stupid. So, no wonder why G4 ain't doing so hot right now. So, why did this meltdown happen in the first place? That's because Frosk, the lady in question, got called out for saying some incorrect and poorly researched things about Xbox and PlayStation, and she was saying that PlayStation was going to be dead in the water, and also got which exclusives belonged to whom wrong, and no one corrected her, and things like that. And I do know, like a few days ago, at the time of recording this, Microsoft is buying Activision, or trying to. That has to get approved because of, monopolies and stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes through. But to my knowledge, none of that was announced yet, so she had no way of knowing that, so it really came off like she was just talking out of her ass and didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And a lot of people were calling her out for it on Twitter, as people do. When you get something wrong, people are going to point it out. It happens. Doesn't matter what you are. I'm going to play a clip from Ash from Heel vs. Babyface. Yes, it's a channel name. Awesome channel, by the way. He highlights this, so I'm just going to play it.
On PC. So let's see if we can shed a little bit more light on this now. So we have this from this chappie here, and they say she read a console war script her producers wrote for her. Console war, Sony versus Microsoft. That's what it's going to be. For her to garner attention, got called out for it, and decided to use the misogyny card to get social media points and take some heat off of her. Okay, so now this is looking more interesting now, because later on in her rant, she does actually talk about scripts, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So we have a couple more comments here. Now this person replying to her says, "Can you tell me how is Microsoft going to smoke Sony?" So this is obviously in relation to that console war script that she had got. The last I checked, they were in last place. I don't think people are upset. You were just lying. That's why people are upset. You went on G4 and straight up lied. Can you explain that? Because I don't see the PlayStation 5 a dead man walking.
So she was using the misogyny card as a defense to, instead of just, taking the criticism to heart, just ignoring it, because you could always do that and just not say anything. That's probably the best option. Well, it's not the best option. The best option would be to look at the criticism, pick out what is, genuine from it, and improve. But the other option that's decent is to just ignore it. But getting mad and, basically trying to gaslight people and claiming that, oh, it's because I'm a woman and stuff, it's so fucking dumb. It's so fucking dumb. And in her little rant, she admitted that she and the other people at G4, that I guess when they do reviews, that they're not the ones who write their reviews themselves, and they're not always the ones who have played the game to their entirety. Sometimes it might even be the case they're not even playing the game at all, and they're just reading the script that someone else wrote who did play the game. I'll play the clip of her saying that.
Spark Notes. Now, here at Xplay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're Xplay and not Adam Play.
So I have to ask a question here, and I think this is why a lot of people don't like corporate reviews for stuff anymore, and we just go to YouTubers. Why the fuck would I watch you review something that you probably didn't play all the way and you're just reading off a script, when literally any other YouTube channel that I watch, I can, see someone who actually played through the entire goddamn game and hear their genuine fucking opinion on it? Because let's be real, a lot of mainstream game review stuff, they're rushing to get the game done or get a large portion of the game done so they can get the review out first, they can get the clicks. The day one ad revenue from it. Something tells me G4, this version of G4 isn't going to be around for very long, or if it is, it's not going to pull the numbers that it probably should, and it's just going to underperform. So it might actually be the dead man walking. But sadly, it doesn't end there, because Adam Sessler, one of the hosts, some tweets of his resurfaced recently where he's just shitting on Republicans, which he's done this a lot. I've seen his tweets before. It's Twitter. That's all I'm gonna say. It's fucking Twitter. So this wasn't a shock to me. But what is messed up is this dude actively wished that his Republican family members would die. Now look, there are people that I know and I'm friends with that I definitely disagree with politically, including family members. But I'm not hoping they die over it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But the reason I'm bringing that up is because people see this shit and will just tune you the fuck out. And I'm one of them. And I think a lot of people are, I'm so sick of the terminally online, progressive, leftoid Twitter mentality that just vomits politics 99% of the time and how much they hate the opposite side. And be fair, there are right-leaning Twitter accounts do the same shit, and it's annoying, it's tiring. Looking at posts on those kind of accounts are just draining, and I feel like if I looked through Adam's Twitter, I'd probably vomit my guts out just from how much alcohol I need to get through it all. And even then, I think my liver would just write me a goddamn suicide note. Alright, I am done with this shit. Rest in pieces, G4. It was nice knowing you. Not really. I'm just sick of these crazy ass people just infesting like geek shit and inserting their divisive political bullshit everywhere. When people come to the stuff for escapism, they just want to have fun and talk about games and things they like and don't want to hear about, oh, my objectification, my misogyny, all that crap. I'm just sick of it. I'm gonna go watch some YouTubers that actually make good shit in terms of games and stuff and covering gaming news, not just corporate bullshit. And y'all have a nice day.